if you're a photographer, either you are just starting or you've been in the business for a very long time, right? You understand how important it is to retouch your image properly or have your pictures edited in a professional way. However, if you've been finding it difficult to retouch your image properly or edit your images professionally, this video is here to address that challenge. You understand? In this video, I'm going to take my time to show you like a beginner friendly skin retouching, high-end skin retouching tutorial. You understand? I'm going to take my time to show you how to retouch your image properly, how to retouch your image professionally. You understand? So, and even if you're a master in this creative industry, as far as photography is concerned, trust me, you are still going to learn one or two things from this video. You understand? Because basically I'm going to be doing three things. One, I'm going to be doing post-production, I'm going to be doing color grading, and also, which is the final part, the most important part, is high-end skin retouching. You understand? So let me show you the image. You can see. So hi guys, it's Eglow here. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. You're welcome to this tutorial. If this is your first time of coming across my video, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification button, and do well to share this video so that it can also benefit others as well. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the love, both online and offline. I see you guys. All right, so let's dive into it. I really don't want to take much of your time. I'm just going to go in straight to the point and show you how I transform this image that you are seeing on the screen now, like how I moved from here to here. You can see, right? So I'm going to show you how the post-production, color grading, and the high-end skin retouching. Trust me, this is going to be the best high-end skin retouching video you will see on the internet today. And if you want to have access to my retouching essential packs, like that I use to retouch this image, and also my color grading preset, I'm going to attach everything to this video. Do well to check the description of this video, follow the link, and see how you can have access to them and start enjoying. So without any further ado, let's dive into it straight away. So I'm moving this image to Photoshop now, where we'll be doing the magic. All right, guys, so we are here in Photoshop now. You can see the image. We are here in Photoshop now. So for retouching and color grading and post-production, so I'll be using two formats. So first we'll go to camera raw filter, where I'll be doing post-production and color grading. Then after that, we'll return back to Photoshop here and do the final skin work. So I'm going to create a layer, then Command J from your keyboard if you're using Mac, but if you're using Windows, it's going to be Control A, right? So click on this layer one, the new layer that we created. So come to filter, click on filter, then come to camera raw filter, click on it. So we are going to camera raw filter now. So we are here in camera raw filter now. You can see, guys, you can see the image, right? Like, I'm going to show you the best high-end skin retouching. Trust me, that I can assure you. Right, so now to color grade this image now. So because what we are going to do first is to drop the color grading preset on top of the image. Then from there, now we can do the post-production, the little adjustment that we need to do before we dive right into the retouching proper. All right, so come to this three dot here, click on it, then come to load settings, click on load settings. So now it's going to take me to my preset folder. You understand? So I have different color grading presets. I have color grade, I have preset for dark skin, preset for light skin, melanin, dark skin, different preset. You understand? So now what will determine the kind of preset you are going to use is the skin tone of your subject. You understand what I'm saying? Is the skin tone of your subject. So if you look at this subject now, this is in between dark and melanin, but this image, this skin tone is more of a melanin skin tone. You understand? So we are going to use melanin color grading preset on this image and see how it is going to transform this image. So I'll just click on my melanin preset. You can see melanin. So just like I said, I'm going to attach this to this tutorial. You understand? So check the description of this video, follow the link, and see how you can have access to the preset and start enjoying. So let's load it and see. Guys, you can see this is amazing. Guys, you can see. So let me show you the before and after. This is before, after. This is before, after. See, we've not retouched the image back, but the difference it's added, it's created, is so huge because it looks like the image is washed. You understand? So look at before. Let me show you. This is crazy, guys. Now the before is showing boringness, is showing flat, it's just there. You understand what I'm saying? But now if you look at the after, now you can see the difference. You can see how it is. Now we now have more details. The highlights and shadow are now well pronounced. You understand what I'm saying? Now you can see even the wet lips. You can see. Let me show you this. You can see the before. Before seems dead. The highlight and everything seems dead, but you can see the after. Can you see? And also the background and everything, like it adds more contrast, more dehaze, and more, in fact, it beautifies the image more. So now we're just going to go ahead and do some little adjustments to the grading, right? Like the post-production, before. So we'll just go ahead and do little adjustment before we take it to Photoshop for final edit. All right, so now I'm just going to improve the skin tone of the subject. So I'm just going to add a little bit of drop down the vibrance a little bit, and also the saturation a little bit, right? Saturation a little bit. Let's go negative 15. Yeah, perfect. This is good. So I'm just going to increase the shadow to 40. You can see, perfect. So I'll also take the highlights up a little bit, so that it will allow the highlight to be well pronounced. You understand? So you can see this is before, after, before, after. You can see how crazy and how sweet the skin tone is looking. You understand? So we really don't have much to do here. You understand? You really don't have much to do here. So where the major work is in the final skin work. You understand? So now I think we are good here, guys. Before, after, before, after. So let's head straight to Photoshop for final edit. All right, hit OK. All right, guys. So we are here in Photoshop now. So let me zoom in so that you can see it very well. You can see this is before, after, before, after. So I'm also zoom out so that you can see it very well. This is before, after, before, after. You can see. So we'll just go straight into the retouching proper now without wasting much time. Now let me show you how I created this layer. You understand? Okay, let me Control Z first to get rid of the layer. So so now you have two ways of creating another layer that we're going to use to retouch your image. You understand? It's either you merge this layer 1 with the default background layer by highlighting it, then go to your keyboard and hit Command E or Control E from your keyboard to merge it. You understand? So let's return it. I don't want to merge. You understand? To create another layer now, you need to hit Shift Alternative Command E. You understand? Shift Alternative Command E. But if this a Windows system, if you're using Windows, though I'm using Mac, if you're using Windows, it's going to be Shift Option or Alternative Control E. So the only difference is just the control button. You understand? So I'm going to do that now. Don't forget 4 keys together: Shift, Alt, Command E. 4 keys. All right. So now come to this frequency separation. So now first thing first, let's look at the bit that the image was shot. The image was shot on 8-bit. You understand? This is very important. You need to pay attention. This is especially if you're a beginner in skin retouching. This is 8-bit. We usually have 2 different bits for shooting images. We have 16-bit and 8-bit. You understand? Basically, right? So now this image was shot on 8-bit. Come to you can see my action now, right? So this is my retouching essential pack, Eglow. You can see it here. If you buy, you are going to enjoy it, trust me. So follow the link and see how you can have access to it. So if I click on it now, this is frequency separation 16-bit, frequency separation 8-bit. You understand? You can see everything that is inside the essential pack. If you get this retouching essential pack, you are going to have access to all of this. So now let's just go ahead and click on our 8-bit. So when you click on it, then hit action. So now this is very important, right? This is very important. The radius number that you choose retouch your image is very important because it goes a long way. It determines the softness and the hardness of your skin, like the texture of your skin. You understand? Of the skin of your subject or whichever picture that you are editing or retouching, right? Now, so if you look at this image now, this is a headshot, like a close shot image, right? So whenever I'm editing a close shot like this, I usually use a higher figure, like 6, like 7, like 8. Sometimes I use 10. You understand? So I normally use like a lower figure whenever I'm editing a full shot. You understand? However, in a situation like this, this is going to be like a bit different. Okay, let me uncheck the preview first so that you can see the image very well. So if you see this image now, you agree with me that this image is so full of details. You understand? Like this image was properly shot, like the details are there. The image is very sharp. You understand? So I'm going to use in between lower and higher figure to edit this image. Why? When you use a lower figure like 2.5, 3, so you are going to have a very soft skin that if you are not careful with your mouse, right, so it's going to, the skin is going to look very, very soft. When you use a higher figure like 6, 7, 8, to 10, you are going to have a very hard skin texture. You understand? Not that your edit or editing is not going to look good. It will still look good. You understand? But it's very, very important for you to know the difference between you choosing a lower figure or you choosing a higher figure for your radius pixels. You understand? So this image, right, I want to have like a semi soft and hard skin. Why? Because this image is so full of textures, details. I still want to have the skin tone and the skin texture intact. You understand? I really don't want to go all the way smooth kind of thing. You understand? Because this is high end skill retouching. So it's a professional retouching or editing. So enough of the talk and let's get into it. So I'm going to use between 4 and 5 to retouch this image, right? If you are choosing a radius, make sure that for you to know the right radius, right, you start taking your radius up, start dragging it up till you are not seeing any detail again, till the details are gone. You understand? So but me, I'm actually used to it, right? So sometimes I don't do this. I'll just go ahead, choose my favorite number and go straight to into editing, right? I'm also going to show you my mixer brush settings, what to do with your mixer brush for you to have a perfect skin editing or skin retouching. So just like I said, I'm going with this 5.0, right? So if you look at the image now, some of the details are going already, which means we are good to go. You can see. All right, hit OK. All right, so our frequency separation has been created now. This is the low frequency is for the skin smoothing, right? While the high frequency is for blemishes removal, picking of unpleasant blemishes, removing of pimples or whatsoever. You understand? More like a skin texture, rather. You understand? More like a skin texture work. So that is what high end skin retouching is strictly for, while low frequency is purely for skin smoothing and the blending of the skin tone together, right? So now another thing I'm going to do after retouching this image is that I'm going to use my color balance to blend everything together. That's like an added advantage for you that is watching this video. You understand? So you need to watch this video till the end, right? So that you can see how I'm going to use my color balance to blend everything together. All right, guys, so before we dive into it, guys, if you watch this video to this moment and you're here to subscribe, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do me that honor, do me that favor by hitting the subscribe button, and let's get into it. All right, so now let me pick my mixer brush. Yeah, this is my mixer brush. So if you look at my settings, right, my wet is 25, load 21, mix 21, flow 26. You understand? So majorly, right, my concern is usually wet and flow. You understand? The higher the wet and flow, the faster the workflow. You understand? So sometimes if I want to be very fast, I'll increase my, but as a beginner, because this, just like I said earlier, this video is strictly and purely for beginners. You understand? Like people are just starting their editing journey. You understand? I want to keep it as simple as possible so that you understand everything very well. You understand? I would advise that you should not start with a higher wet flow, whatever, like a higher mixer brush setting. You understand? So keep it very low. You can start with, let's say, 15 15 15 before you move to 2020. So observe yourself first, take your time and observe what you are doing before you start, because if you're not careful enough, you think you are doing well, but when you go back to before and after, that's when you see that a lot of shit has been done. You understand? So that is it. So let's get into it. So guys, it is important for you to know that skin texture, like the human skin architectural design, is divided into three. We have the highlight, we have the shadow, and we have the make tone. You understand? And what editing generally or skin retouching generally is all about is your ability as a retoucher or as an editor to be able to blend this skin tone together. You understand? Blend the highlight, the shadow, and the make tone together. What is highlight, what is make tone, and shadow? Let me explain it. Right? Highlight is the brightest part of the skin. You understand? Like, take for instance, now this is the highlight, right? Like, this is the highlight, this is the brightest part of the skin. You understand? So it's usually that part of the skin that lights that falls majorly on, you understand. Why shadow is the darker part of the skin. You know, that part of the skin that it looks as if the light does not get there as it ought to be. You know, when if you look at it now, you see that the light is not evenly distributed. You can see that, you can see this part, that these parts are dark than this part, you understand. This is dark, this is dark, this is dark, you understand. So we now have mid tone. Mid tone is in between shadow and highlight. Mid tone is usually the normal skin tone, the normal skin color. It is neither dark nor bright, you understand. If you look at this person now, if you see this part now, this is your mid tone. You have your mid tone here, you have your mid tone here, you understand. I hope that is simplified enough. So let's dive into the editing proper. All right. So it is very important that whenever you are editing or you are retouching, you have to be very flexible with your mouse, right? With your keyboard. If you're using mouse or you are using Wacom pen, you have to be very flexible with it. Very important. This is very important. This is very important. So let me show you the before. This is before, after, before, after. You can see. You can see. So just take your time and watch this video from beginning to the end, because I'm not going to jump any part. I'm not going to jump anything. You understand? I'm not going to fast forward anything. I'm just going to take you through the process from start to finish. You understand? All right. So let's dive into the main face now. You can see. Yeah, you can see. Just like I said, this is high-end skin retouching, so it's not something to rush. You understand? So you have just have to like take your time and do a very clean job, especially when you know the face of the model is a lot. You understand? You can see that this person has a lot going on her face. Looks like magic, like looking at how we are, you know, easily transforming this image, right? So let me show you the before and after. This is before, after, before, after. So just stay with me. I'm going to hold your hands and walk you through this journey of skin retouching. And if you also want to know how I color grade my image or images from start to finish, I've done series of videos on my color grading, on my basic and standard color grading process. You understand? Like from start to finish, purely color grading. You understand? So you can check the channel, you know, have access to the videos, watch the videos and see how I color grade my images from start to finish. You can see this is very important. So it is very important that whenever you are retouching, you are careful with your mixer brush. You understand? So that you don't, so that you not drag highlight to mid tone to shadow. Very important, because your ability to blend these three, you know, these three skin tone together is what will make you a good, you know, retoucher or photo editor. Let me show you. This is before, after, before, after. You can see that gradually we are transforming the image already together. Don't always increase the size of your brush, of your mixer brush. You understand? Know where to increase and know where to decrease it. You understand? And that is why I emphasize on you being flexible with your keyboard. You understand? And another important thing I also want to say is this, just like I normally used to, tell my student, right, that you don't rush everything at the same time. You understand? You don't edit cheeks, edit the forehead, edit the face and everything at the same time. No, take it step, take it one step at a time. You understand? Make sure that for every part that you are editing, that you will be done before moving to another part. It's very important. It helps you to pay attention to details and get a clinical job. Very important. All right. So I think we can gradually be moving to the forehead now. So we're just taking it one step at a time. Very important. So I'm also going to show you how to, do dodge and burn. You understand? Because these are little things that makes that huge difference that you see on images. So just stay with me, right? No, don't fast forward this video. Make sure you watch the video from beginning to the end, and trust me, you are going to be happy, be glad that you did. Trust me. You can see, you can see. Very important. So let me show you the before and after of how far we've gone. This is after, before, after. Guys, this is a lot. This is a lot, guys. This is after, before, after. You can see. This is perfect. Just take your time and do a clean job. You understand? So after this first, skin work, so we'll just go ahead and pick some blemishes, then continue again, right? Like this first round is the main thing. Once you get it right, trust me, you are good to go. And once you get it wrong, trust me, you're going to be you're going to be stuck, and you're going to have yourself delayed. You understand? So that's why you need to take your time and get the skin work right. So time to blend everything together now. Perfect. This is before, after, before, after. So now we are done with the first, skin work, right? So we just go ahead now, pick the blemishes and, and go to the next thing. All right. So my favorite tool in picking blemishes include is clone stamp. So I love clone stamp very very well. So and to pick the blemishes now, so you just click on high frequency. We use low frequency for the skin work, for the skin smoothing and everything. But to remove blemishes now, we need to use high frequency, right? So just zoom in. Yeah. So pick from here, pick it. You can see, pick from here, pick it. Just going to take our time and make sure that we pick the obvious blemishes. And as a retoucher, right, it is not every blemishes that you pick or get rid of. You understand? So you're just meant to just pick the distracting and the obvious blemishes. You understand? uh Because the ones we refer to as blemishes are actually those skin textures that are distracting. You understand? So those are the ones we refer to as blemishes, and those are the ones we are just going to get rid of and leave the rest. You can see, perfect. Yeah, perfect. You can see before, after. Just save. Yeah, this is perfect, guys. This is perfect, guys. You can see this is before, after, before, after. All right, so we think we can move to the other part of the face now. You can see this is perfect. So just take your time and do a clean job. You understand? It's very, very important that you don't rush, especially if you're a beginner retoucher. You understand? So don't rush. Just always take your time and don't just edit, like don't just retouch. Make sure you pay attention to details. It's very, very important. Like if you are used to this channel, you agree with me that I usually, emphasize that in my videos. You understand? You really have to pay attention to details because it is your attention to details that will stand you out. Yeah, this is it. This is before, after, before, after, before, after. Like this is, guys, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is before, after, before, after. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to pick my brush tool again. So like I'm going to pick my mixer brush again and go through the skin again. You understand? And make sure that I blend the skin tune together. You understand? So let's go ahead, low frequency, then mixer brush. So you just have to take your time and do a clean job. You understand? So let me zoom out a little bit so that you can see it very well. Yeah, perfect. So I'm just trying to blend the skin tone together, like smoothing the skin tone together. You understand? You can see. You can see that every skin tone still maintain their position, the highlight, the shadow, and the make tune. You understand? So I did not drag any one to the other. I did not drag A to B, B to C. So this is very, very important. You understand? Always take your time and make sure that you edit very, very well. Yes, this is perfect. Before, after, before, after. This is before, after. You can see before, after. Guys, this is before, after, before, after. This is amazing. So I'm still seeing some distorting blemishes, right? I'll just pick my clone stamp to still pick some of those stuff that I'm seeing. You understand? This is what paying attention looks like. Very, very important. So sometimes you just have to zoom in your picture very, very well and see the areas that are not properly, you know, touched. So that you can just fix everything. When I said pay attention to details, this is what I meant. You understand? Yeah, perfect. Zoom in again. This is perfect. Can see how I'm taking my time, like to pick every distracting blemishes that will not make the image come out nice as I want. You understand? So this is how paying attention to details look like. like this is super cool, guys. You can see this is super amazing. You can see this is before, after, before, after. As you can see, this is perfect, guys. Trust me. I don't need a soothsayer to tell me that this is more than perfect. Trust me. Yes, this is sweet. Before, after, before, after. Guys, this is crazy. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is before, after, before, after. So for the final round of the skin work, so I'll just go ahead and just brush through a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect. This is good. So guys, we are done with everything that has to do with the skin work now. You understand? Like this is it. We are done with everything that has to do with skin work. Now this is before, after. You can see. Thing we are going to do now is to go ahead and whiten the eyes, right? So whiten the eyes, right? So that will make the the brightness of the eyes look more even. So you just come here, click on my black and white, right? Click on black and white. You can see then these reds and yellows, to drag them to the extreme end. After that, then come here and hide it, command I or control I from your keyboard. Then pick your brush tool. We use mixer brush to brush the skin, but this time we're going to use brush tool. So reduce it to, like, let's say this one 56, 49. Yeah, this is fine. So just zoom in a little bit. So make sure that your foreground is on white. Perfect. Good to go. So reduce it and start you know whitening the eyes. So whatever you are doing as a retoucher, as an editor, make sure you keep everything minimal. Don't overdo anything too much. You understand? It can ruin your work. All right, so let me show you before. This is before, after, before, after. So now we see that, it is not that tense. It is not that intense. So we can just increase it a little bit, increase my flow and opacity to around 75, 75, right? So let's go again. Yeah, perfect. Uh, you can see this is before, after, before, after. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see it very well. This is before, after, before, after. All right, perfect. All right, good. So the next thing we are going to do now is to go ahead and do the dodge and burn of this image. You understand? So to do that, I'm just going to create, like the two layers, one for dodge and one for burn, right? So just go ahead and click on my curves, right? So now take it up a little bit. This is for the dodge. Take it up a little bit, then come here, come to this blend mode option and click on screen. Put it on screen, then hide it, then name it dodge. Then pick the curves again, pick it again, then drag it down a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Then come to blend mode option and click on multiply. You understand? Then hide it again, then and name it bone. You can see. So this is it. So now what we are going to do now, we're going to use the dodge now to brighten up the highlight and use the bone to darken the shadow area. That is what dodge and burn is all about in a simple term. You understand? So I don't want to drag it down more. So just click on this layer, the masking layer, then pick on your brush tool. It's picked already. So now I'm not going to use this. I usually use 15. I usually use 15 and 20, right? So I'm just going to use 15 here. Yeah, just take it to 15. You can see. Yeah, just take it to 15, 15, 15, opacity and flow. All right. So just go ahead and start. Make sure that your foreground is on white. All right, perfect. So just go ahead and start painting on the brightest part of the skin. Very important. You can see. So sometimes if you are doing it, you look as if nothing is happening, but trust me, a lot is happening. So let me show you. This is before, after, before, after. You can see. So same thing. Click on the bone for the shadow area. You can see. Perfect. Come to bone again. So let's just trace this. Very important. Yeah, perfect. So I also needed to improve the highlight on the of the wet lips, or else I'm just going to increase it now to like let's say, yeah, 40 40. Yeah, 41 40. This is fine. You can see. You can see. So what we are going to do now is just going to group the two layers together. Group the two layers, then select the two layers, then group them. Command G from the keyboard. So I'm going to show you now. This is before, this is after. You can see the difference, right? You can see the difference. So you can see. So this is before, after, before, after. So if you feel like it is too much, then you can reduce it, just like I'm going to do. So I'm just going to reduce the opacity of the two. Reduce it to like 70. And let's see. Yeah, this is it. So now this is before, after. You can see this is before, this is after. Guys, this is perfect. So the last thing we're going to do to this image, and that will be all, is to use color balance and blend everything together, just like I promised earlier. So if you watch this video to this moment, I appreciate you. It means you are so eager to learn this, and I am so, I'm so appreciative. I'm so glad that you are gaining so much value from this video. Please go ahead and subscribe if you're here to do so. Do well to share this video so that others can also benefit from the video as well, and also turn on the notification button so that you can be the first person to be notified anytime I post valuable content like this. So just come here, come to adjustment layer, click on it, then look for color balance, right? So the image has been color graded, so I will not the image has been color graded, so I will not do too much, right? So from the color balance, we have shadow, mid-tone, and highlight, right? But since the image has been color graded, so we are not starting the color grading afresh or from the beginning. So I'm just going to play with just the mid-tone, you understand? And on from the mid-tone, I'm just going to play with just the cyan and yellow. So I'll just bring the yellow up a little bit, to like let's say 10. Yeah, negative 10. This is fine for me for yellow. Then for science, I will drag the red down to like, let's say, yes, I think 5 is okay for me. Yeah, this is before. You can see this is after. You understand? So the very last thing now is to use levels adjustment or curves to add, to create that contrast, that needed contrast that image need for the final thing. All right, so use curves. Right, so for the shadow area, just bring it down a little bit to like yeah, I think this 4 is okay. Then from the highlight, this is the highlight, then take it up to like yeah, 240. This is fine, guys. This is fine. This is before, after, before, after. Guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. You understand? We've come to the end of this tutorial. This is how to retouch your image professionally in Photoshop. This is how to do post-production. This is how to color grade your image. This is how to retouch your image in Photoshop in 2026. Like, this is the best high-end skin retouching video you will see on the internet today, guys. So let me know what you think about the video, about the picture, about the editing, anything about the video in the comment section. And also, if there's any topic you are struggling or find difficult to understand, let me know also in the comment section. And also, let me know what you want me to talk about in my next video, and trust me, I am going to do that. So guys, let me show you where we moved from. This is crazy. You can see, guys, we moved from here to here. Guys, this is a whole lot. Trust me, this is amazing. Like, this is magical. Like, this is sweet. So guys, see you in my next video. Bye.